Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Grams, leaders, CC's, close caption, close call, close encounter, close up, house of leaders of grams, get your dose up, cut it up, host get dosed up. This for them, they like to move and make the most of. Monday night at 8, can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates, them folk they can't relate. I got to elevate your mind through these signs of the times. This is that medication for that deltonin. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in those trenches. I dream groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics politicians fail to mention. And I don't vote for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm really live for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that truth serum hooked directly to your vein. Hey, this is for my people, tune in, catch a closer, a closer, grams of it, tune liters of it, closer, pounds of it, yeah, grams of it, liters of it, pounds, get your dosed up,
Yeah.
get
Get dosed up. It's another Monday. It's the first, y'all. Believe we in July. I'm your host, Dose, aka Sharpshooter. Yeah, thank you. That's what I do. Okay, yep, you just heard a bomb in a few rounds. So that's Lab letting y'all know he checking in
That's
too.
right. That's right.
We the usual suspects back at this again, you know.
That's right.
Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend. I know I did. As usual, I got up in that studio. I got some music done, but I made an important connection too because I got a cameraman in them. New
Okay.
cameraman
Okay.
Muhammad showed up,
Okay.
you know, and I need that. Now we getting ready to do some filming and some videos and get that content each
Okay.
time that I'm up in that studio.
Okay. You need to use your social media a little bit more.
Yeah,
To
you
get
know,
your music out there. I know you use Facebook, but you gotta
yeah,
use that
yeah,
gram a little bit
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Just a little bit.
I'm getting ready to get on all that. That's exactly why I got the cameraman now. You know,
Okay.
I do my things strategically, methodically, and in phases and stages and all that shit. Patience is a key element to my manifestation formula, but I
Okay.
do understand. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to go ahead and hit the fast forward button
Yeah.
a little bit. I mean, I already know it's gonna happen, so I might as well just make that thing
Right.
happen.
You
So
know, unfortunately for us, nowadays, it's hard to do any kind of business or program or, uh, creative something creative without having social media. Um,
uh-huh.
the first thing people ask you, well, what's your social media?
It's,
Where you
yeah,
at?
yeah,
You
they
on the
want to see
ground?
it.
Right? They want to see it. So unfortunately, that's the world we live in today. I try my best to stay off of it as much as I can, but for my business, I have to, for this business here, gotta push and push and push and push just to be seen. If you, I mean, we all celebrities. But if
Yeah.
you don't have that, what they
Yeah.
consider A-list celebrity type deal, it's
Uh-huh.
hard to get that voice and that vision out there. So you got to do it. I know it's hard, but you got to do it.
So I flipped the perspective of it because I'm kind of like you know what I'm saying? I really wasn't into all that social. But
Right, right.
if you look at it, it's a big advantage that you can use, you know what I'm saying, as far as getting
Mm-hmm.
yourself out there. It's also a timestamp. Like
Right,
once you go live and you record that thing, it's there forever. So when
right,
people say, "Hey man, I didn't catch your show," I go check it out on YouTube. You know what
right,
I'm saying?
right, right.
You can also look at yourself and critique yourself. You know what I'm saying? You can
Most
see
definitely.
yourself in the past as far as when they bring up those throwbacks and all that other stuff. So that's kind of what I do like, so I can
Mm-hmm.
gauge either my success or gauge from my weaknesses and build some strength off of that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. So what's been going on with you? I know you went to the studio this weekend. We kind of missed you last week and everything.
Yeah. Last week, man, I had to tie up some business, man. I went ahead and got me a new whip.
Oh, okay,
A lot of
okay.
grinding and hard work. So I felt like, I wanted to bless myself, but this is a particular investment and blessing that brings more blessings. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
That's
right.
kind of what I'm on now. Like, let your manifestations or your blessings grow roots that
Uh-huh.
will lead to something else rather than just satisfying yourself handling that one goal. It's
Right.
kind of like maybe investing in something that'll gain you some interest in the long run.
Yeah, that's true.
But with this particular thing, I went on ahead and got, like I say, a new car. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? But the car that I wanted, which was a
Okay.
good thing. And the process that I had was easy, very smooth,
I was about
man.
to ask you how was that process because a lot of people say the process is kind of, it's a little hard nowadays. They saying that
And it was like,
they want a lot of information from you. So how was the process for you in particular?
it was very easy, man. All I did was went online on Sunday, obviously after the dealership was closed, saw the car that I wanted, put my info in, all these green checks pop up.
Right.
The next morning I get a text message from my agent at the dealership, like, hey, you know, basically just kind of like confirming and verifying the same info that I put in.
Right.
I don't know, no cosign type thing, and boom, here I am. You know what I'm saying? You basically, I could have got it the next day, but I ended up having to, you know what I'm saying, take off work, handle some business, and get what I needed, but very smooth.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. I would
you're
recommend
awesome.
that to somebody rather than maybe going in. But even if you go in and you have all your paperwork and everything that you need, they get you up out of there maybe in about an hour or so. Probably.
Okay. But you think the online process, go fill that stuff out, let them run that
Yeah,
stuff.
it
before you
expedited
get
it.
there, expedited.
Yeah, because they can express it for you. So then when you're getting in there, all they doing is like, if you bring anything for them to load up your paperwork, they're just processing that in, like getting the copies in. Then you go over there to the payment center, take care of that. And if you want your tags, that take a little bit of time too.
Okay.
And then obviously they want to, you know, wash that thing and get a pretty for you when you sit in it and ride off. So,
Yeah.
but
Okay. You know, some people, we like to test drive that thing too now.
Oh,
like to
of
feel
course,
how it
of
feels, if that's the right one for us.
Oh man,
So
hey,
can you still
yeah.
do that after you fill out your information?
Yeah, you can,
Okay.
but you know, when you get a performance vehicle, you already know you in for it. I was
Right.
like, man, do I really want to test drive this thing with this man here? I'd be like, hey, he was like, oh, this what you finna do in this
Right,
thing, you know?
right.
But yeah, everything was wonderful with that.
Okay. Well, hey, my hats off and applause to that.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Hey, it's fun.
Hey, you know, just more motivation to grind and to keep stepping up. You know,
Right.
always elevate if you can. You
Yeah.
know, which is kind of what I'm about to get on, cause the last time we talked, we were addressing, you know, the listeners about men and what we think about, how we feel about what we have going on and how we're viewed and how
Right,
we think
right.
we're viewed by women, and you know.
Right.
All right, so this time I'm from a man's perspective. We're going to talk about women, preferably like single women, and kind of like the dating pool, or
Okay.
just my experiences in dealing with them and like how we view them,
Okay.
without trying to be offensive or anything like that. Because some of the things that I would probably suggest that I see that they would have to work on, I would work on myself. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
If I was doing that. So this ain't no bashing session. This is, I'm trying to figure some things out, because if they're doing a lot of complaining or if they're bashing us a lot, then, you know, it's like, well, maybe what we think about y'all need to know.
Okay.
And that might make a difference in maybe how they act or how they view us.
Okay.
But, all right. So, you know, first thing I want to say is a lot of times they say they single by choice.
Okay.
Okay. So now, is that really the truth? Or, you know what I'm saying? Because the second thing I was going to say was, it by circumstance?
Okay.
I see a lot of them, they hold on to that choice. But when they start asking a brother like me, like, hey, man, how long you been single? That's never a question that I start asking. I could care less how long you been single. Like that, I don't know why they want to know that. Like I'm sitting at home holding back the tears, looking at the calendar, like,
goods.
you know what I'm saying? Like looking at the calendar with candles burning, like, God damn, it's been 7 years, 2 weeks and 37 minutes since I've been. No, like, we're not looking at it like that. I'm not, as far as a man. So when you say by choice, but then you've been single for 4 years, 2 years, however many years that you choose to be, if you're choosing that, but you secretly desire a relationship, or everything you do is kind of like wanting to be in one, then I'm not looking at that as like a choice. I'm looking at it like something may be, you know, up underneath that you haven't addressed with yourself as to why. Because a lot of them will say they single, and then maybe like, I hadn't had sex in 3 years.
Right.
But you had sex in 3 years ago, you were still single though. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, what you got going on here? If there's an urge and a need, I mean, you might want to take care of that. I mean, you don't have to be married or be in a relationship to be physically attracted to someone. And that's how men are. But you don't have to be no community. You know what I'm saying? No, you know what I'm saying? No welcome mat to everybody either. And that go for men too. Like, you know, you ain't got to be loose, have some standards.
Do you think the stigmata of women just having sex all willy-nilly is probably a reason why women don't kind of, you know, because we'll look at a woman kind of funny
Mm-hmm.
if she says she's been with multiple men and ain't never really been in a relationship. She just been getting her needs fulfilled. Whereas,
Uh-huh.
you know, us,
Mm-hmm.
we look at that as a badge of honor. So do you think that stigmata of being looked at funny or being considered to be a 304 kind of less women not say those kind of things or not want to do, not meant to, well, let's not put it this way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they're doing them, but they're doing it in private and not want to talk to their next prospective partner
Yeah.
about it.
So pretty much that's that trending topic, the body count, I guess you would say.
Right.
And all right, so this is how I look at it. And it's like it may not be considered fair, but you have to look at it like a woman is a prize.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What she has, if she values it, is precious.
Right.
It is the main thing that, you know what I'm saying, that you can hold on to, that all men, if they respect you, of course they will want eventually, but it's how they will go about treating you to get it.
Right. Okay.
All right, so
Okay.
if you give that away to just anybody all the time, then you're gonna look like you're devalued to a man and possibly to yourself. Now, if you want to just say, okay, well, look at it like this: you have the right to do what we do, cool, but you can bear a child, I can't.
Right.
So now, with you being as promiscuous as you are, you encounter that. You see what I'm saying? Encounter the risk of having a kid. Now, do you want to have a kid just because you like having sex? Now that shows me your mentality might be off a little bit, like, because
okay.
now a kid is a whole different level of life now.
Right.
So that's where I look at it like that. Also, I would say sometimes, man, like the kind of men that she's letting, you know what I'm saying, she's having sex with. I mean, you going out with bums, you going out with men of moral standards, you know, how
Maybe
they treat
it's her
you, how they
type.
running
Maybe
you, huh?
her type. You know, those types get in there to get in that mix, and then if it's her type,
Uh-huh. So how many types
she
you
may
got?
be attracted to that type of person and not really maybe seeing the flaws with them, because we all have a type.
So
we all
then-
have somebody that we're attracted to more than maybe someone else.
Then for her, I would just say, man, just be protective and be choosy with who you're gonna be promiscuous with, man. I mean, damn, you can't just be like a 7-Eleven. Open, you know, I mean,
24/7.
really, because now what's gonna happen is men are gonna treat you that way. You're gonna attract that type of energy to yourself.
Okay.
So I call it how I see it. And it's like, yeah, you're gonna have that many men, and then the men are gonna treat you like you had that many men.
Okay.
That's why it would be, yeah, it would make sense not to really put that out there. Like, I don't go up to women. How does that sound? Yeah, baby, man. Oh, me? I done had plenty of women in my lifetime. That might be a turnoff to them. So why would you come out like that?
Well,
I say I respect women and
Right.
keep it moving. I'm discreet. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Things like that. Those type of words that make them understand at least I value, you know what I'm saying, them to a degree, or at least how they feel.
Okay.
You know, I'm not putting business out there like that.
let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
As far as you, since you're a single guy, you're dating out here. You know, you dating, and you have your head on your shoulders. You're about business. You take care of your daughter.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? You do what you need to do as far as your business wise is concerned,
Uh-huh.
family and all that. When you're out here dating, what are some of the things that you notice as a single guy dating that may turn you off at,
Okay.
from a woman? Now, I don't want to say maybe your type or something, but something that may turn you off when you're dating. You be like, man, I don't want to deal with that.
So I definitely don't want to deal with someone that's on their phone all the time when they're in your presence.
Okay.
Because if that's the case, I can just go get me something to eat and I'll get on the phone and text you. You see what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? That's a little bit childish to me. I don't want to deal with someone whose ego is on a pedestal.
Okay.
And you got to
okay.
compete with that, or someone whose maintenance of themselves imposes on my finances.
Mhm.
I mean, you can do what you want to with yourself all day. If I feel like I want to be involved based off of how important you are to me, I look for women with goals, intelligence, some type of wisdom. I listen to what they say, how they talk, particular words.
Okay.
If you always, hey, that nigga did, my nigga that, my man did, free this, free that. If you sounded like Sexy Red, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, no.
some people
You're
like
not
to
gonna
be
get any
Sexy Red.
relationship out of that.
Okay.
I can tell you one thing that I've experienced with women nowadays, and it seems to be an expectation of just meeting you and what bills they need paid, or what bills they have that they're behind on. And I'm saying, okay, I don't even know you like that. Why are you telling me this type of information? So one, that's a flag. It ain't even necessarily the fact that you asked me for money. It's the fact that you got that personal that soon.
Right.
So that means you would probably be spreading my business. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? I think you would probably be gossiping at that moment. If you can't hold your shit, you definitely ain't holding nobody else's. So and it's a way that you go about asking for help.
Okay.
And it's a time that you do it, and then you have to understand how it's a perception of what you're doing, because I'm looking at you like, okay, you don't know me from a can of paint, and you want me to pay your bill. What's up with your family and your support group?
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that, and I didn't mean to cut you off,
No,
I apologize. Do you think as a black man dating out here that the problem is that women don't really understand that if you really messing with them, if you're really being with them and fucking with them on the, on the 100%, that all that stuff that they're asking for in the beginning is probably something that you probably gonna take care of eventually anyway. If they give you a little time to get to know them, for one, get to know what they're, get to know exactly what they're after. Besides that, and they get to know what you're after. Do you think that they're cutting themselves off from the fact that eventually it's gonna happen anyway?
So with that, I can say this. I can understand how some women can be a little bit confused with how the men are when it comes with the finances, because you have some of them from the rip start out with it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all they have.
Right.
And
so you're talking about the guys leading with their wallet.
Those.
Okay.
Then, I mean, think about how a woman could be confused if you do all of this and then you drag them through the mud and cheat on them.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So that may be part of it. If you're going to do this anyway, you might require it from the beginning. And also, you got the type of man that will try to flip the script and be asking them for money.
Nope.
But either way it goes, like I started this topic off saying, as a man, I don't do these things. And I think some of it should go both ways. Like, as a man, if I ever decide I want to ask someone for help, especially a woman, I got to know you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And I have to have some confidence in you, because that ain't what I want to do. So I kind of feel like I need to be trusting you if you want some money from me, because one, the ones that say they gonna give it back, first of all, if I'm supposed to be helping you and you my lady, or we like that, I don't necessarily want it back.
Okay.
But don't tell me you gonna give it back to me and don't.
Okay.
Because now I'm like, we don't do these things, because if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. So those are the same things. And I'm like, I wasn't even holding you to it. That's why you shouldn't expect, because sometimes, think about it now, if a woman is always going to expect that from you, then when you start keeping tabs of it, they're going to be like, oh, why you doing that?
Right.
Like, well, I expect something from you now. See, that's why I'm like, look, expect respect.
Right.
Expect for someone to treat you the same way they would treat themselves.
Right.
And
I'm going to ask you, do you think the fact that they think that most of the time, women think that most of the time that we're after sex, that leads to the financial part? Like, if you want this, then I want this. You get what I'm saying? Because let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
We want some sex. We want that eventually. Especially if we're sexually attracted to you in the first place. And so, do you think that caveat of, well, if you want me to crack open my legs, you need to crack open your wallet, is a part of this whole dating pool nowadays?
I think that's a played out entertainment strip club mentality type thing, because a sexually active woman will like sex too. So why do you have to put money in the situation?
Right.
If it's physical anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be some emotion involved at some point. Where does the money come into?
Right.
All right. So the money comes into it because you have some people that are just straight up escorts and you can buy it. So now you start having does a man want to deal with the attitude? Does a man want to deal with the time frame? Does a man,
Would you want to deal with it? See, you're the person down here dating. So and I want to get on. I want to keep it, because you are are single.
Yeah.
And you are a man who is trying to date. And we did have an issue. We have an instance one time where we were talking, and you were like, if old girl would have just told me. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like, if she would have told me this what she wanted to do, I would have kept the money coming anyway. But don't talk to me on the pretext of we going somewhere together, and then we don't, and that don't happen, and you keep my money. You get what I'm saying?
My thing is first of all, you have to understand that some people, I've been called rare. Like,
right.
It's a lot that goes on with these generations and who raised you and how you were raised. But I don't know if people understand. Sometimes somebody, when your mom cares about you, come home from school or something, Did you eat?
Right.
You okay? Those
Right.
type of questions, right? So I know that. So when I'm around a woman that I like, hey man, you hungry? Or if they say they hungry, I'm gonna say I got you.
Right.
Because that's a trigger. I know what you're getting at. Or
Right.
let's go get something to eat. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? That's what I mean by that, right? So it's no need to expect or ask because you're gonna have it because that's just how I am. Like I don't like
That's
to
just
show up
natural.
empty-handed. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna show up with some flowers. Or that's like you asking me to open the door for you. I know I'm gonna open the door for you. As a matter of fact, I'm be like, could you slow down? Because you in front of me.
Right.
How I'm gonna open the door for you if you do that.
Right,
You
right,
see,
right.
but if people don't see these things, if people don't experience these things, if people don't know these things, then yeah, these things are gonna be asked, or these
Right.
things are gonna be expected, or these things people ain't gonna know to do it.
Right. Right.
But okay, so once again, if I'm grocery shopping, bro, and you with your girl, and y'all stay together, I mean, damn, you pretty much knowing you gonna buy something for her, you, all that, or whatever.
Right,
Or even
right.
if I don't stay with her, and she like, ooh, you know, I want something like that or something, I got something on there too.
Right,
you know?
right.
I mean, because guess what? She might cook it for you now.
Right.
You know, and that's how I do things. Okay, well, let's say if I buy this, would you make this for me? Things like that, you trade, man. Now you saving me from actually having to buy some extra food, you know, when I can't cook. But
Slick says, then too, if we're dating, you should see what's what, so I shouldn't have to ask. So like,
exactly.
Okay.
Study who you going out with. Listen to what they say. Ask questions,
Right.
man. Like, okay, so one person that I was dating years ago, she asked some questions that made some sense because she literally wanted to be married to somebody before. So she went to a marriage counselor before
Okay.
she got married. So she knew some of the questions to ask a person that she wanted to be with if she saw a future in them. And so the questions that she hit me with caught me off guard because I was young, and I was like, damn, but I still had enough sense to know you've been talking to somebody. But she was like, where you see yourself in 5 years? Do
Okay.
you want extra kids? Can you see yourself going back to school? Is this the
Okay.
career that you want? Them kind of questions. And I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying?
Nobody hit me with the one,
Yeah,
two,
you know,
one,
you
two,
know, you know, and I was getting money back then, so I was thinking like, what's wrong with this?
Right.
But
right.
I didn't understand, you know what I'm saying, what I was doing
Okay.
and how it was perceived by her.
Okay.
And which is why I said sometimes these women can't be offended by what you're going through that you think someone else has to accept because it might be a lower standard. Just level yourself up.
Right.
Put the ego aside.
Okay.
Because we
Okay.
all can use some improvements, man. If I can see that multiple women can say the same thing about me and I think it's a negative trait, then they're not bashing me.
Because all women can't be saying the same thing.
Exactly.
And it can't be all
But-
wrong if they all
But
saying
here's
the
the
same
thing,
thing.
though, now.
Right.
And I know, especially I know the men that's listening to me on the line right now, I know they can agree with this. Women always have to be right. And that ain't peaceful.
Right.
Because first of all, we don't want to have drama with you. We don't want to argue. We want to solve the problem. But we do understand what we take blame for. But we can't take the blame for everything all the time, man. That
Okay.
means that makes us not want to deal with you because it's like, oh, here she go again with this. Every time the
It's
situation
not
got to get
always
flipped.
us. It's
Yeah,
not always us.
you late, but it's me for wanting to do this. You know,
Right.
go there and all. I'm like, come on now, like you can't keep flipping it on the man when he's trying to be responsible.
Right. Right.
Okay, so as far as expectations, I have kids, right? So I hear some women, oh man, he got too many kids. How many you got?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He got too many baby mamas. How many baby daddies you got? You see what I'm saying? And do
Right.
you understand that them baby daddies, we got to deal with them now.
Right.
We got to deal with the kids too.
Right.
And you be like, hey, you know, I don't care. Like you got to deal with this. You got to take me as I am and things like that. But you not even willing to compromise when this man might have kids, or you want to dictate this man relationship and his baby mamas ain't this and that and that. But you got 3 and 4.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And then, okay, so
A lot of women won't date a man who has children. Even
Oh,
though they
I mean,
may
that's
have
their
children.
preference.
And even though they may have children. See, that's the thing. They may have children, but they may not want to date a guy who has children.
well, then you're limiting yourself.
Right.
So, I mean, and once again, you got to start understanding what you doing and what you putting out there is what you're going to be attracting.
Right.
So that's kind of like shooting yourself in the foot some.
Yeah, I have a friend who says that he dates a woman. Well, he knows a woman that doesn't want to date men with children, but she that doesn't want date men with younger children. But she has a child that's that's I don't want to say
Disabled.
handicapped, that's disabled,
Uh-huh.
that will never leave the house.
and that's something big to take on.
Right.
But the main key that I wanted to say is, okay, if you have multiple baby daddies, right?
Okay.
What were you seeing in them? What went wrong? Because when do you get it right? Now, a child ain't going grocery shopping.
Right.
This shit is a responsibility for the rest of your life.
Right.
So for you to just be jumping from a man to a man to a man, like 3 or 4 of them and having them, like I said, I can understand if one of them passed or something like that, or you had multiple kids with one and then it just didn't work out. You know, things like that I give passes for. But just to be sitting out there having sex and having men, and then now you saying, oh, ain't no good men out there, like, are you good?
What line do you draw in the sand with that? Like, how many children and baby dads do you say, that's just too many? I can't deal with all that.
See, I really want to be like that. I mean, see, and that's the thing, because nowadays you really have to accept things that don't really, like, what if you say 3 or 4 or 5 is the limit? You
Right.
see what I'm saying? And we really talking about 5. You see what I'm saying? It's like,
But
dude, let's keep it at 2.
But see, like, I understand that I'm only references to
Yeah.
you because you're dating.
Yeah, I
You're a
would
man
feel
out here, you're
embarrassed to
single,
tell a woman.
You ain't,
Yeah.
you
I got
you
kids
moving
by
your
5
future,
different women.
and you moving your future. You trying to do big things and make your future
Yeah.
brighter. Brighter. So I want to ask, because you are dating, you are out here as a single black man, and
Yeah.
women need to know that you're gonna say, hey man, I got a career. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm not gonna deal with nobody who has more than 2 baby daddies.
Man, I could take 3 kids, 2 baby daddies probably.
Okay,
That's about the
see,
most
that's what
in
I'm
that
saying.
equation.
Just flat out straight.
Other than
2
that,
kids,
yeah,
3 kids, 2 baby
and I
daddies,
really
all
don't
can
even
do.
want to do that. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it just depends on the dad,
Right.
like the relationships. Because my child grown, man. I don't need to be running around like about to
Right.
get into it with some dude that's insecure because I'm around his ex. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if that's the case, then now I look at me. Let me change the variables in my equation and get up out that thing and just get around someone more on my level
I'm
with
giving you
more
a good
freedom I have.
example. And I mean to cut you out. It just popped in my head. On Westside Misfits, there's a video of a guy who's getting upset with the girlfriend's current partner for taking his son
I saw that
to the
at
barbershop.
Yeah. That's lame as hell. Man, first of all, if you're gonna pay for that young man, okay. If you're going to
How would you deal with that situation? If that was you taking the child to the barbershop and he came into the barbershop, let's take
if
the
I'm the dude taking the child to the barbershop.
Yeah, you because you're the single guy.
Yeah.
You dating his mother.
Yeah.
You may have be going to, because you keep your hair fresh.
Uh-huh.
And you may
Yeah.
be going to the barbershop, get your line.
Yeah.
And he with you, and you be like, well, shit,
Uh-huh.
let me go ahead and get you lined up,
Okay.
and get you cut too.
Okay,
because
so-
that's what you do.
So the first thing I would say is, okay, my dog, or not my dog, but excuse me, no disrespect. Is this a problem? Because I won't do it again.
Right.
All right, and I should have asked.
But he asked the mother, and the mother said,
so
cool.
I say, all right. So I asked the mom, but apparently, I guess that y'all don't have that type of communication.
Uh-huh.
So if this ain't what you want me doing, cool. And then I just pay the mom to get it done.
Okay.
And I'd be like, man, hands off on that, because don't neither one of us need to go to jail over this shit or
Right.
be 6 feet deep over this situation.
Yeah, but he was already there.
But he out of pocket though, because if anyone's trying to be a model father or a model man, a role model around my child, what the fuck I'm gonna be mad about?
Okay, see, that's what I want to get at.
Like, dude, you just paid for my child to get a haircut, man. I mean, okay, I
Right.
appreciate it.
Right.
Not to say that my thing would be, why would he need to if I'm on it though?
Da-
So like, because
There we
the
go.
baby mama would know every other Friday, every 2 weeks,
There
we
we
in that
go.
thing together. But I mean, that's what happened when you slip in on parenting. Sometimes another man can slip on in there and do his thing. But don't be
There
mad
we
when
go.
that man do it like you should.
Tell it how it is. If you was
So,
on your job,
Yeah,
and
that's
the
how
mama
that go.
knew it, the mama gonna say, "No, don't worry about that.
He got
His
it.
daddy gonna come this Friday and get him anyway."
Basically, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
He already got
There you
Bob.
go. There
Yeah.
you go.
And the little son ain't gonna want to do it anyway.
Right,
'cause
but
he
my
gonna think,
daddy
that ain't my
coming-
normal Bob.
Right, my daddy come. This ain't what my daddy take me.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's how you supposed to have that. That's the kind of
Exactly.
bond. But see, but there you go. Now he just showed possibly why they don't get along.
Okay.
Because you got aggression towards somebody trying to do something good for your child, man. How
Right.
fucked up in the mind are we out here nowadays, bro? Like, that's just how mad, they shoot each other. We can't even have the tribe community, each one teach one, pass it on,
Right.
because we so damn hurt or how can we say insecure. Man, you ain't even with the lady no more.
Right.
So what difference does it make? He ain't doing nothing wrong with your child. But hey,
There we go.
you know that's why we gonna be
dropping
lost.
Some doses on.
And now, so now we getting with the with you know what we have to have. So I'm like, listen, all right, young single women, if you want a man with a house, car, and all that other good stuff, and a job, what do you have?
Okay.
Like, we always talk about what someone can bring to the table. What are you bringing to the table? Because a lot of times, the first question that these women start asking, are you single? How long have you been single? Do you have a house? Do you stay by yourself? What side of town you live on? Where you from? All these crazy ass questions like you be like they detectives or something. And then they're not even asking the questions they should be asking. It's
Right.
all material shit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
What question you think they should be? Give them a list of 5 questions you think that they should be asking you as a single man dating out here. Besides the material stuff, the question that you think that they should be asking.
okay, a good question would be, where will you take someone on a date? Because that's already checking somebody's temperature.
Okay.
Depending on what they say. Maybe like, how's your relationship with your family?
Okay.
Because a lot of people, man, believe it or not, be like, fuck my mom and my dad and my aunt and all that. And if you would say that about your family, then I don't really think I want you near me a little bit, you know.
Okay.
Or I don't know if I can trust you. Them the people that's closest to you. And not to always say that blood, you know what I'm saying, will always treat you the best.
Okay.
But if that's what you have to say about the people closest to you, then you've been through something.
Okay.
Questions like, what are your likes and dislikes when it comes to what people do?
Okay.
Because like I say, just questions to get to know me rather than questions about me, like where you work at and where you stay at and all these them kind of questions that sound like hookup questions.
Okay.
You know, I respect the do you have a child question, you know.
Okay.
And you know, how old is she and stuff like that. Okay, they don't ask how do you treat women.
Okay.
I ain't never got the question of how do you treat a woman.
Okay.
I get questions like I say, how long you been single?
Okay.
But
But maybe they're using that as a gauge to how you treat women. If you've been single for a long time, maybe you don't treat women well, and that's why you're single. What do you think about that?
How come I can't be single for reasons of wanting to be successful and putting a career
or
first?
choosing your career first,
Yeah,
or you've been in school for a while, or whatever. You was trying to focus on school, or you trying to focus on your business and building that up.
Sometimes you try to find the right vibe, somebody that you can build with that may help you get to the next level, or that's in the same field that you're in, or that likes the same things you like. Like, I'm to the point now where I'm not just jumping because you look good. We gotta be, you know what I'm saying, compatible. We gotta have something to relate to.
Okay.
So a lot of times, man, like, that shouldn't be a red flag that someone has been single for a minute. That should just mean that you have some patience, at least for a man, because you can get out there, you know what I'm saying, and run through some of them if you want to. But
if you got that right game, you can.
yeah,
Got that mouthpiece.
yeah, but once again, like, if you really believe in the energy that you putting out, then something's gonna come back from what you're doing. So I wouldn't recommend trying to run through as many of them as you can. You know what I'm saying? I would recommend making a purpose of what you're doing when you build a relationship with somebody.
Okay.
And that go for all types of relationships, man.
Right.
But some people just don't get it. Okay, so I'm seeing right here, a good question is, this is by Anissa, a good question is, what did you learn from your last relationship without placing, without placing the blame on another person? It's funny that you say that, because I always try to say positive things about the person that my ex, or I don't mention anything negative because it's about, I was a part of that relationship.
Okay.
So what I've learned is I'm always part of the equation. So what were the things that I did that pissed him off? Possibly that I can change. What can I do different with the next person as far as maybe what I know I needed to change that they didn't mention? Like, if I'm a procrastinator and I know I brought that into this particular relationship and I could see maybe how it affected her, but she didn't mention it, I'm still going to learn from those things. That the main thing that I learned is what my mistakes were, because obviously if most of the time I try to let them break up with me, or unless I just had enough. And even then, I'm like, okay, why did I stay so long, or what made me choose these persons? So Anissa, those the kind of questions that I ask myself, and that's what I learned from it. Learn what not to do again, or learn who not to choose, or what to look for as far as if I see similar signs within the next person. Even though I'm not going to critique and judge that same person, but let's just say if a person tried to talk to you and he had some of the same lines that the other person said, you would probably be like, okay, these person has something that's similar.
Same traits.
Exactly.
Same traits.
Those are some of the things I learned.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. So I don't understand the roles that some single women now are willing to accept, like side chick roles, or roles of like just come through and pay me and be done, that type of thing, or how they categorize in the men now. Like a lot of them, I would say it's kind of like mixed signals that you sending. Like, if you don't mind being a side chick, then how do you expect the next person to come across you to treat you?
Right. Okay.
And then I don't understand this wanting to take somebody else's man, ego type thing,
Do you think that's more of?
I think it's young thing.
Not well, young, but not just that, but just more of. That's mostly based off of maybe some girl that you don't like. You want to take her man just because y'all been having beef for a while. Do you think that's just something a woman just want? Like, if you say if you walking down the street and you have a girl with you in a relationship, and she see you and she be like, oh yeah, I just want to take him, not knowing y'all or anything. I don't think it. Do you think it's on that level? I think it's more on if you have a girl and y'all been beefing and she has a man, you like, I'm gonna take him.
So actually, no. What I've been kind of learning now, it's a lot of competition going on.
Okay.
Okay. And that's where the maintenance comes in. Look at what the women do to prepare to go out, right? To beautify themselves.
Okay.
So if a woman say she ain't doing that for no man and she doing it for themselves, yeah, right. So you get your lashes, your nails, your hair, your makeup, all these different things done. And a lot of the times, man, is to look better than the woman beside them. And
they say they get it done for each other.
They look like they do too. Yeah, exactly. Because they be like, girl, that look good and all that. Yeah, they do. Okay. And then they hang around women that look just as good. And so, okay, think about it. If a man is coming around a group of women and most of them just go to the same one all the time and shower them with attention and affection, you damn right some of them women within that gonna be a little bit salty or jealous. I've seen it happen with my own eyes.
Okay.
So that don't mean that they're gonna intentionally go for me, but that means that at some point it'll cause a crack in the dynamic of their relationships. But I'm talking about those women that think that they just look so good they could take anybody's man, even women that they don't know.
Okay.
You know, them kind of women, are the ones that want to be seen, so they walk in front of you in certain ways. You see what I'm saying? Or we get confused because they'll wear something and they damn look half near naked, but don't want you to say nothing to them. So it makes you wonder what their thought process is when they're doing these things. And I'm like, how do they know they're going to attract the right person if we don't even know what you're thinking? You know what I'm saying? Because we just going based off of looks sometimes, and then maybe where we're at and how you act. I go up a lot off of the body language that they do. Because, I mean, I know what a woman look like when they want to catch a man. I know how they walk. I know how they walk when they know they look fine as hell, or they know somebody looking at their ass and all that. I know when the way that they outfit look, how long it took you to throw it together, and you wanted them to, you can tell by how tight they riding and how you threw it together, the color coordinate. And I mean, to me, I can't knock it. It's attractive, but the key word is attractive.
Right.
And
right.
You're gonna attract men.
All right.
Men of all types, because men of all types that are straight like women, and we like fine women, we like beautiful women. So you're gonna get all of that.
Slick says some people don't want the BS. They might like you and think you're cool, but that's all they want is to chill, no more or no less.
I come across that a lot. Yeah. Okay. So chill with someone and expect to pay your own way then.
Okay, so you don't think the chill should end up to you having to pay their way, pay their bills, and all that old other
Hell
stuff.
no. I mean,
We
you
chilling.
know,
We chilling.
okay, so I've done that for a lot of friends. And if you can't get it in return, it's got to be a two-way street. That's what I'm saying. Like, if a friend of mine can be a female and say, hey, Alex, you know, low on funds, I need some help with the groceries with the kids. Or, hey, Alex, I'm low on funds. Could you buy my lunch? Can I get some gas money or something? Right? And you my friend and I do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't I be able to ask you the same thing at some point?
Right. If you low on funds.
So if you a woman now and you low on funds every time and you meeting up with me and I'm paying, you know, whatever, right? And I say, hey man, you know, damn, I'm low on funds. Can I get some gas money? You be like, oh, well, no, I ain't got it from, you know. Now I'm gonna be like, okay, bet. We're gonna run it that way from here on out. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Now we chilling. Now ain't none of that, ain't no benefits in it, like, because it's not helping me.
Right.
I mean, I can give to the homeless. I can give to my daughter. I can give for reasons.
Right.
I have reasons why I give. You see what I'm saying? I have people that I help with no expectation in return. And I don't call them and ask them for on your groceries and gas, and you get it, and then next thing you know, you clack pictures of a steak and shit and your liquor, and then you ain't got it to give back to me.
Right. We ain't reciprocating this thing.
Yeah.
And I
mean,
what you're saying.
And I think a lot of things will go smoothly, man, if sometimes I think women would just chill, right?
Mm-hmm.
And expect what you do, like what you would do for yourself if you do it for your man.
Right.
I think it'll even out. A lot of the time, single women won't really do what they would do for a single man or a man that's trying to talk to them, what they would do for their actual man yet, because their ex cheated on them. So now you really going through all these different hoops.
Right.
You going through these different tests. You don't get that treatment until you've broken down some type of imaginary wall you never knew was there.
Right.
And you don't know how long that is.
That's true. Slick say men out here cheating like a motherfucker, but women do the same thing.
I mean, we just living in them days and times now. So I
Right.
think it needs to be a little bit more honesty into it. But I think when you get the woman that satisfies you, that's why I'm like, I got this as well. Like, are y'all settling? You see what I'm saying? Are you satisfied? Is this what you want? Because if you settling, then that's already like reservations for failure.
Right.
Like, I'm going to settle for this for now. You see, I'm like, you don't settle, man. You get what you want.
Do you think the settling is what leads to a lot of the cheating?
Yeah.
They feel
Because
like they're not being fulfilled.
all right, so I've seen some guys, man, she don't look all that, but she make good money. You already messed yourself up. Because what's going to happen when you get to someone that looks good?
Right.
See, and if you just said she don't look all that, you already let me know you somebody that like attractive women. You just said she don't look all that. So find you somebody that look all that got money that you relate to. And then maybe that person can hold your attention long enough by their looks so that you won't cheat.
Or you may say she look good, but she don't make no money. You like somebody with money.
Okay,
like on the same level as, like, say,
right,
if you're
now,
making $100,000 a year.
So
And I don't think men do this, because men will let women slide if they don't make the same amount of money.
But here's the thing. That's what exactly you want to know why they'll let a woman slide, because you can always make money, but if you don't look good from the rip,
right?
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But
like, would you let a woman slide? Like, say if you made, and I don't know how much you make, so I'm just throwing out numbers here. You could make twice as much. Let's just say you made $200,000 a year, right? And a woman you dating, you talking to, only make $35,000. Is that a gap that you will let slide, or will you be like, no, she needs to be on the same level with me?
I'll let it slide because she making something. First of all, what are her characters and the morals? That's what I'm worried about.
Do you think she will do the same though? Like, if she made $200,000, you made $35,000. Let's be realistic
so
here.
It's my goal to try to find someone that would. Honestly, that's your purpose in life. To be honest, if you really want to find a mate, a soulmate, your soulmate gonna want you, whether you broke or got money, because they want you.
Right.
But that's rare to find, because sometimes you can't be you without money.
Really?
No, you can't.
There
you can't be the best version of yourself with no money.
Right. Money makes the world.
You can
go round.
always have a sane mind. You can always treat somebody right, no matter the amount of money that you have. So with that, that's why I say I be trying my best to upgrade, take care of myself the way I want to, so that
You
she
will
don't have to
attract that
have
woman.
me, right?
Right.
I can always have myself. Now I can find that woman that may want me for me, that might make the 35K. Because how do I know the woman that made the 100K want me for me? Because I'm making just what she make.
Right.
What if I dip lower? That's even worse.
Mm-hmm.
At least the woman with the 35K, I could dip to 50K. I could dip to 60 to 70. And what she gonna say?
Right.
But the one with the 100, if I dip now, you want to leave me, you see, now it really wasn't real anyway.
Right.
So I'm still gonna go for who make me feel at peace.
Okay.
Who it's, you can feel on the inside joy that ain't got nothing to do with money when you come across somebody.
Right. You can walk in the room and they just make
Or
you
you
feel
miss
good,
'em.
or you miss them.
Yeah, you
for a
want to
little
be
while.
around them all the time. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Y'all just went out to eat and you like, damn, I want to see her again. I wish
Right.
you didn't have to go home.
She make you smile when you think about her, or
Yeah.
whatever the case
Yeah.
may be.
The object, I think, is a lot of people don't understand. They could have the right person. Maybe they just don't understand boredom in life and how to deal with a person when you bored. Maybe they don't understand what forever is, but they like the person.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? A lot of times you gotta really grasp yourself. Do you gonna be with this person for 30 years?
Right.
If you say it like that, damn it, you know. But if you like, no, how about you wake up almost like that Adam Sandler 51st Dates? You wake up and you treat somebody like that all over again, like
that don't
wow.
know you, that's reading you every time.
Like wow,
right.
this is how you make me feel every day. You bring them flowers and stuff like that. Then I can see that. You see what I'm saying? It takes the time. It levels out the time.
Mm-hmm.
But think about it. A lot of times women will lose faith in the relationship because the next day you do something stupid. The next day y'all arguing. The next day you don't do this. The next day you forget that. And they gonna foresee, they don't want that longevity of that shit.
Okay.
And so
men do you think men have that same issue though? They might get tired, like I get tired of telling her this, so I'm getting tired of talking to her and arguing with her about this.
Men's issue, believe it or not, be more physical.
You think so? You don't think a man will get tired of?
Okay, so why do a lot of them cheat then? It's physical.
Maybe because she gets on their damn nerve.
I mean, I'm not gonna cheat on you because you get on my nerves. I'll break up the relationship, or I'll try to tell you so you can stop, because I don't want to keep dealing with that.
Right.
That's when we need to just break up. Cheating on somebody means you got an appetite for women and you don't need to be in a relationship. That's all that means. That's really all that means. Because how somebody gonna make you cheat?
But do you not think that, and this is just our opinions, people, this is our opinions, do you not think that women have an appetite to be with different men too?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
Some of them just more discreet or choosier, or what they go for is something that the mate that they got right now don't have.
Right.
Sometimes a dude will do some stupid shit and cheat with somebody that look worse. Or cheat and he probably ain't even good. He just wanted a new hoe. I'm like, bruh, you could do something different and romantic with the one you got.
Okay.
Like, that's the thing. Like, see, if you are into who you want to be into, y'all gonna figure the thing out. You see what I'm saying? But now I think relationships now, it's almost like you can't trust nobody no more, because it's all about.
What you dating out here, I try to keep it on you because this is this is a perspective from a single guy dating.
Yeah.
Do you not trust anybody out here? Is it hard for you to trust?
I'm gonna tell you why I don't. Because women try to think for a man and like a man and don't, and that seed that they put in their conscience be fucking shit up. Okay, so I've had women think I got multiple lives, multiple houses, multiple cars, all these type of things that they done made up in their mind about me.
Right.
And they haven't even told me. So you living a life thinking I'm like that, I already lost. I can't compete with your imagination.
With your imagination.
Now, imagine your imagination and you go act off that. You think I got 15 women and I'm doing that, so now you gonna talk to other men. And now you might sleep with a man and I ain't even got it like that.
Right.
Now I'm like, man, look at you. You see what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times it's stop focusing on what someone else is doing and focus on what you doing. Because what you doing should be leading me or leading we should be leading each other to each other.
Right.
I mean, if your relationship is dope, it really ain't gonna be too many time gaps that a man will have the opportunity to get at your woman. Also, we dealing in a time where, man, men will try to take your woman, your lady. You see what I'm saying? And if I'm with a woman and she like the attention of my male friends,
That's
then,
a red flag.
yeah, then I'm like, nah with you. I'm gonna put you on the shelf. Cause see now, you gonna feel bad if I let them run through you and then we talk about you like that. So, if I've been told in the industry I'm in, if you care about her, don't bring her. Killer Mike told me that though.
He said, don't bring her around.
Said, man, hey man, if that's your main thing,
right?
Do not bring. And I've witnessed firsthand what can happen.
Right.
See, the things I'm telling you, I've experienced this shit. I've lived it.
Right.
Bring a girl if you want to. What's gonna either happen is you can get in a fight over that motherfucker, or you gonna have to settle on out.
All right.
One of the two, or you look up that one time, don't nothing go down, then you're gonna learn. Don't bring her out no
more. Okay. They say so. So is trust gone on both sides? Like men and women don't trust each other.
Yeah,
now.
Trust is gone because we have a lot of battle of the sexes.
Okay.
Trust is gone because we bash each other. Trust is gone because we got a lot of broken homes. So a lot of us are raised by single
broken
parents.
hearts too.
Broken hearts as well. Trust is gone because we have a lot of domestic disputes with it. Trust is gone because men breaking these women's hearts by having to see their own blood and turning their back on them. Trust is gone because women are using their own blood against the man. So it's hard now. It shouldn't be that way. I mean, but trust ain't easy to earn. And I always tell a woman, time gonna tell you if you can trust me. And so I'm a longevity dude. I build relationships for purposes,
right?
Meaningful ones. We gotta have a bond to it. So that's why I'm not cool with a lot of people if you're gonna be fly by night,
right?
Or I'm gonna put you in that category.
I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. As a guy dating out here in the world, do you think that the fact that there's like all those things you just broke down like fractions about trust, do you think all that stuff trickles into the new relationship that you're trying to build? Or you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, because I'm a little bit old fashioned.
Okay.
And so my values, meaning like, one, it's funny because I told my partner the other day, I was like, man, we like bait the women. Really, what you smell like is bait. What you look like, you got a haircut, fresh bait. Your car is bait, bro.
Right.
Your shoes is bait. Your jewels is bait, man. Like these women smelling it.
My uncle used to say, gotta be fly to catch a bitch's eye.
Hey man, I'm trying to tell you, but that don't mean they for you.
Right.
Just because you attract them.
Right.
Okay, so this is a question that I would ask single women, because I'm like, are you trying to have a husband, a man, or a mate? Or all of the above? Because there's a difference in all of them. One of them can be all of the above. Your husband should be all of the above.
Okay.
But see, when you be like, I want a man, okay, you can have a man. Right. That don't mean you got a mate. That don't mean you got a husband. That means you got you a man. Now, is that man a working man? Is that man a player? Is that man like a pimp? Is that an abusive man? You see, man come in many different forms and flavors, ladies. So that's why I be like, what are you looking for when you be saying you want someone? I got someone, man, they give cold words. The lady told me the other day, oh, I don't want a relationship because my ex just did me wrong. I want a fuck buddy. So I'm like, man, define that. First of all, when you tell me that right there, I already know you coming with game.
Right.
And that, man, like, that's some young boy shit. How did that
make you feel when she said it? Did it make you feel like, damn, I gotta deal with this shit, or was it like, shit, I'm down?
Yeah, it made me no. It's because she asked me what I think about that, and so when people say that, I'll say something like, if you're talking about trying to get to know you better,
right?
What that sound like something that means something to me. Not fuck. No, I'd be like, well, that don't sound like you want me to get to know you better.
Right.
So I'm like, I really ain't interested in that.
Okay.
Because I'm like, if you coming at me like that and you just now knowing me and you asking for pics and shit, this sound like a setup to me. I mean, and then you got to ask yourself, okay, so if I go with that, then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm down with that, right? Do you think I can trust her?
Right, because how many fuck buddies does she want?
Or what kind of person come out like that to a grown ass man now? and you a woman. Like,
Some
like
people
I
say
don't
you
want
gotta
them
be
if they that
straight.
easy. You
Some
see?
people say you gotta be straightforward with what you want.
Okay,
You
so
gotta
cool.
put it out there, and
Cool.
if you want to deal with it as a single guy or the single woman, then you deal with it. If not, then you move on.
So here's the thing. I've had straightforward women before. A career woman, right? And this is how she approached me. She was like, hey, would you like to go out? Yes, I would.
Okay.
Cool. So we go out. Now I'm peeping your game. You drinking wine and shit. Oh, this is a grown-ass, mature woman. Okay, so we're going, all right. Then that's when the conversation comes in.
Okay.
All right. And then, she say, okay, well, would you like to take this date a little further? That sounds better than, hey, you want to just be a fuck buddy? You see what I'm saying? Have some class with what you do.
Ask the fuck buddy part classy. Slick says that it's not that y'all run through women. You just have a few partners that has caught her eye. Talking about when you try to take them to the studio. Fuck friends are no emotion type hookups. They are guarding their hearts. Respect the honesty.
So, okay, for the respect, the honesty, right?
Uh-huh.
Usually that's gonna say when you do. Okay, I'm gonna give you the scenario. If I play into this shit. Oh yeah, I'm interested. Oh okay, when you want to meet up? Shit, we can meet up today. Right. Oh okay, you got cash out.
What?
That's how that shit go. And I'm like, nah.
And you've experienced that.
No, I'm telling you, that's how the shit go. I'm just so for the people, I'm letting you know. I mean,
right.
And that ain't me. You see what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You can go to the strip club if that's the case and shoot at the women like that if that's what you want. I mean,
right.
There are places that you can satisfy that particular urge and need. So to do it on a social app,
it's a little different, huh?
I mean, I'm good on that.
Okay.
Like, what just happened to just finding someone somewhere, having a conversation, y'all hit it off and y'all start talking.
Okay.
I mean, and go from there.
Some people just don't, men and women, some people just don't want to do that. They want to get right to it, see what it's about. Some people say that they won't even date you until they see how the sex is. What do you think about that? Like these are women I've heard say, like, I gotta see what it's doing first before I commit to it.
I mean, to me, that kind of just sounds like a convenient way to call you a freak. Just say you freaky, man, and get this shit over with.
So you don't.
I'm just saying, man, like.
So you just want to fucking move on.
Basically.
Right.
I mean, and like I said, the fuck buddy thing was to the point, but them two words together 10 years ago, maybe, yeah, you see what I'm saying? But now I don't want that.
Right.
Like, I want that, but not that way.
Not that way.
You see what I'm saying? Not that easy, not that fast, because you gonna get drugged.
Right.
So with that, for the women, I'm like, what attracts you? You see what I'm saying? Because as men, we know what we attracted to. But with the women, it seems like there are things that, okay, so I ain't never really heard a man be like, you know what, man, boy, she got a fine ass car.
Right.
We don't give a shit.
We really don't care.
Now, you driving and you got a Range Rover, you got a Mercedes and all that. We just gonna be like, she got some money with her.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But you come you can come in a Hyundai for me. I don't care what you driving, because you coming to see me.
Right.
So I'm satisfied with that. You see what I'm saying? But what attracts y'all? Cause cars can attract y'all.
Right.
Diamonds can attract y'all.
Clothes.
Obviously, no clothes on y'all attract us. So clothes attract y'all. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
What like? So I'm like, what do y'all want? Oh man, I'm gonna tell you this now. So you can have a particular vehicle one day.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Right.
Pull up the next day. Oh, why you can't take me to the store?
Right.
I'm like, wait a minute now. I'm the same person.
Same person.
Making the same money now, because if I can afford this, but you didn't want to drive in there.
Right. You
But
didn't want to be seen in that.
Yeah, hold up now. It's raining. You didn't want no ride.
Right.
Now you want, man, come on.
And I know since you've changed your car, and not that you know that you were doing it for that.
Yeah.
I know that you changed your car, like you said, for investment purposes. But have you noticed that since you've gotten your
I noticed.
car?
Yeah, I noticed it, man. Even guys will treat you different now.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's why really what this is baby steps. Baby steps to the fame and the money and all that, bruh. Like, I've always tell people that hang around me or that, you know, are inspired by me or that do music with me and things like that. I'm like, look, man, I ask, what you doing this for, first of all?
Right.
Because if you doing this for money, right, you can get money doing other things.
Right.
So I've been getting money.
Right.
So I'm the same person.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start, my daughter said some shit that sounded off to me, man. She said, yeah, when you have good things, that happens. Like, when you have good things, people gonna start acting strange and shit around you. People gonna start offering things. People gonna start wanting to be around because of what you have.
Now, they say money attracts money. So if you have good things, they say people with good things gonna come around.
Money attract broke folk too.
That's true.
It attract more broke folk than it do money.
Right.
But you know, and so I'm already seeing where this is going, and I'm trying to figure out right now how to get ahead of it.
Okay.
Because I don't like it. It
make
ain't
you feel
it's objectifying.
Dirty, like objectifying.
It's like I don't like, people make you feel better than somebody else with it, and that ain't how it should go. You should be humbled by what you have and comfortable, not like having to look over your shoulders and be like, you know, it's only a matter of time, you know.
Right.
But
and you know, we'll go get a car and struggle to pay that car and struggle to do certain things because of that car, just to attract the certain type of women that we may be attracted to. And I see it all the time. You know, I ain't never been scared. I drive a Versa.
Yeah.
But it's an economical thing. $20 to fill that thing up. $20 for the tags every year. Yeah. And I'm good. You get what I'm saying? It gets me from point A to point B, just like anybody else's car would. Maintenance is low on it, all that good stuff. But I noticed that when I'm in that car, I might not get the same look over as somebody who's sitting next to me in a scat pack or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like the interest of, and I may be making 4 times more than what the guy in the scat pack is making, but it's just that visibility of that car attracts, like you said, attracts different type of people.
So, I mean, first things first is you deserve to get yourself what you want if you can afford it.
Right.
And that's nobody's business.
Right.
But people try to make it their business
every day.
You know, and then like, don't judge me better because I have something. Judge me the same way you would judge me if I was walking.
Right.
Because everywhere I go, you can't see all of my possessions.
That's true.
And that's how I be trying to explain it, man. I be like, man, you can't take your car in the mall with you. Right. And this is for the women too. Like, I mean, now I'm to the point where I like, yeah, a man gotta have something going on for these single women. Cause I'm tired of them fucking them over. So I would say, yeah, put them standards high. Yeah, gotta have some business. Or if not, stop complaining because you lowballing yourself. Mm-hmm. Stop falling for game. Like, I don't understand how words are making these women fall off the map. Because it should be action.
Right.
Like, a man can't lie but so much. When you go out to eat, man, if you got to drive, how is he getting there? See, okay, you can see that. So if you see that he got an Uber there and you don't mind that, that's on you. Or if you see he caught a bus and you don't mind that, that's on you. If you see he drove a car and you don't like the car or something, that's on you. But he had to get there some way.
Right.
If you had to pick him up, then you can't be complaining he don't have a car because you picked him up.
Right.
You should be like, when you get your transportation situated, then we can meet.
Right.
Now, I respect that, but they ain't going to wait too long now.
That's true.
Now, see, if a woman say that and still really be interested in you and talk to you for a few months, you see what I'm saying? You got to respect that.
Right.
Like, now, that's real. Mm-hmm. But if you going to be like, oh, it's been 2 years from now, and you trying to call Stacy and you still on Marta, Stacy with another man now, y'all.
Right, they got his shit together. Listen to what she said. He may have been walking too. She may have picked him up too, but he ain't wait 2 years. 6 months. He was good.
All right, now as a single woman though, let's say you don't have a car, but you can pull a man. Some of your demands got to be a little bit toned down now, because you don't run shit when you don't own. And we just being real with this. Because I don't run shit if I don't own shit.
Right.
I'm not coming in your place where you stay and telling you what you need to be doing. Definitely if I don't have my own.
Right.
You know, and another thing, one thing I never do for a single woman, and y'all shouldn't be allowing this. I'm not finna use you as a place to stay to try to come up and then leave you when I do come up.
Like Six just said, I have home and 2 cars. Me use that to want to move in.
See, that's why I just went with that, Slick. Like, nah, a man ain't supposed to want to move in with you to just to come up off you and move out.
Right.
Now, if he move in and he make himself 10 times better and then level up with you, y'all on some awesome shit.
Right.
And like as a young person, that's what I was trying to do. Like, move with someone and move up. But they moved up and left my ass.
Wow.
So I was like, damn, let me move up and just get to the point where I don't need nobody to move up.
Right.
And that's where I'm at now. When you can move up by yourself, when you can go in these places, no cosign, as a single woman and as a single man, when you don't need that man's help to be able to make it in life, then you might actually start attracting what you want, to be honest with you, because you don't need that.
Okay.
When you start attracting what you need might not be right for you.
Okay.
What you want actually can be right for you because you don't need anything. Now you can start placing things on what you want, and then what you want can start blending in with what you need.
Okay.
If you need something, you're going to be jumping maybe quicker. You might be a little bit impatient because you need financial help. So you'll go get that man that got the money real quick, but you don't know how he is.
Okay.
You don't know how he is after a long period of, exactly.
Right.
I got Anissa talking to me. She say a person that doesn't have their finances in order, not perfect but in order, should not be dating, men or women. Okay, so I used to think like that. I'm 50-50 with you on that, boo. Because sometimes there are good people out there that can do good things for someone, that is a good person to somebody. They just might not have the finances to be able to, be with someone like that.
It won't be nobody dating. It won't be.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
If that was the case.
And if I had waited till my finances were perfect, that's when women be like, "Why you single for so long?" Because you never really got the perfect finance. Perfect for me is like millions and millions of dollars, damn near financial wealth. So I'm far off from that, even though I want that. Then my goals, if I don't make it, I don't consider myself a failure because I'm always trying. But that don't mean that I don't deserve to be with someone because I don't have what I'm looking for. But I will say this. If you destitute and you need help, like you financially need the help, then no, you shouldn't be trying to date anyone because you can't even help yourself. But now, if let's just say you got your finances halfway okay, you could use a little help here and there. You probably get some EBT here and there because there's a lot of people in them situations. That ain't gonna stop nobody from dating. One, because people like sex anyway. They like that feeling. They just gonna try to have that feeling regardless of their finances. That's realistic.
I think that the previous pandemic showed us that we may think we have our finances in order, and something traumatic like that happens, and we don't have those finances. I mean, you think about how all the businesses that closed and all that where people thought they were good and they wasn't good. So a lot of times, everybody's perspective of having their finances in order is different. Some people may think $100,000 a year is good. We good. Finances are in order. And some people may think $100 million is where the finances are. Like, you know what I'm saying? So everybody's perspective on finances being in order is different.
Zach said, focus on purpose and become the type of person you want to attract. That's a little bit what I'm doing, Zach. But I tell you this. Sometimes I gotta focus on the circle I'm around, because let's just say if they draining the energy, then it's gonna drain me. But you pretty much hit it on the head, man. Whatever your purpose is, man, it should bring you some peace and joy and some blessing.
Right.
Like my purpose was to level up, and I focused on that, and that happened. So now I'm at the point where Zach is talking about to see what I'm attracting from it.
Right.
I'm attracting a lot of flies with it too, Zach, though. I'm telling you, though, honey gonna attract a lot of shit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
fleas, flies.
Yeah. And I hear you, Anissa. I hear you saying that's not broke. Definitely that. Yeah, you're right. I get you. But which also brings me to then, because we're trying to see what you're attracting then, do we actually do single women or do women tell the man then what they like about him and what they're looking for and what they want.
Have they told you that?
No, that's what I was gonna say. Like, women don't tell you what they like about you. They just be like, I want to talk to you. Now, the ones that are into the physical, they may be like, ooh, I like your tats or something. And that mean, I'll say I appreciate it because it's artwork.
Right.
But to me, like, that's low vibrational. Now I do have some that if they get to know me after a while, they'll tell me, but I'm like, man, you told me what you like about me. It's been 2 years and we friends. That shit don't count.
Right.
Like, the women that really want to be in a relationship with you or talk to you, they don't really say what they like.
Okay.
And that's how come, like, really though, what we used to hear what they like, what tall, dark, and handsome. That shit don't fly no more. So now, do you know what women like?
Well, I still hear the tall, I still hear the dark, and now it's tall, dark, and rich. Financially stable, as you say. Like, but let me ask you a question. We'll go back to what you were just saying. Do you think the internet and social media has muddied the water on dating though? Like, you think about these balloon poppings and 50 women and one man type situations where you have on social media. Do you think that muddies the waters on people's perspective of what they want and how they want it? Because it seems to have changed with the advent of social media. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's making women more desperate, because it's making men look like all we are out here is for the half-naked BBLs, and it's putting unnecessary pressure on women to have to compete, put out, and be hypersexually active when they don't need to be. Like, that's why I would say, man, men are gonna love women for their essence. Like, I just love women, one, by how they shaped, how they look, how they smell, how they sound when they talk. The feeling gets involved when it's physical, but I like the way they make me feel by being around them. It's just different, man. Damn, a man don't make you feel that way. That's just how that is.
Right.
So I think that they put a little bit more into it than they need to from time to time, but that may be because of what we do. I think there's a communication gap. I don't hear women talk like how we're talking to understand what they want. They just sit back, and I guess it's like we're supposed to know how to treat them. We're supposed to know what to do. We're supposed to know what they want. We're supposed to, I guess, look at Disney movies and shit like that, and soap operas, and feed off of that. Feed off of when the crowd goes, ooh, so that's what we're supposed to do. When the crowd goes, laughs, that's what we're supposed to do. Or read a romantic novel or some shit. Or look at a Tyler Perry romantic movie. But that ain't life.
Right.
A lot of the times women have been in experiences that we don't even know shit about, and you won't tell us, and then the way you respond to us is based off of that, but we don't know, so we don't know how to treat you.
Right. Slick says men can be more vulnerable with women. Do you think men are not vulnerable? Do you think we go hard as much as women do?
Men ain't vulnerable at all.
Nah. Because it's seen as weak.
Yeah. Women don't attract a vulnerable man. Y'all ain't looking for vulnerability.
But even if he was vulnerable, in your opinion, because I believe that you are a guy who's intact with his emotions.
Yeah.
Would you open up to a woman and be vulnerable with her if you feel like she sees that as being weak? Because a lot of women sees that as being weak.
There ain't nothing in my life that really be vulnerable about. Like, but I can say this. What women don't understand is a man buying you some shit is vulnerable.
Right.
A man opening up his wallet to you is vulnerability. God damn it, that's all the vulnerability.
But we don't know what you're gonna do with that once you
Not only that, but damn, we can't afford it for every woman.
Right.
So if we spending on you, you mean something to us.
Right.
Tap into that. Now for a man, see, now what's messing it up are you women. You can't view me as the celebrity with the millions. Like
there you go.
Like, see, yeah, he can afford to spend that on a lot of women. True. The amount of money I'm getting ready to be making, I probably could, but I'm not.
Right.
And even if I do, that's my own business. I'll put you in a category and let you know where you stand, depending on how you treat me.
Right.
You got to reciprocate what you want. You got to give what you want to receive. So that's a lot of the times why it doesn't work for a single woman, because if a man giving you this, giving you that, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that, and you think just lying on your back is supposed to work, Now, that's probably why he's stepping out. Because guess what? Another woman can lay on their back. What can you do different?
Right.
Sex ain't different.
Slick says so. Leg opening means a lot. Does that mean a lot when they have sexual acts? Does that mean a lot?
That just makes sure a man is satisfied temporarily for the time being.
But women want to be satisfied too, though. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, why do we talk about men being satisfied sexually when women want to do the same things? It's not like it's just all us all the time wanting sex. Women want the same things.
Well, is a woman willing
If they
to
in
tell
tune
you
with
that?
themselves
And
and they know what they want, if they're in tune with themselves, they know they want it too. Especially if they're attracted to that man.
So here's the thing. Once again, that depends on the relationship and the communication that you have with your mate. If a woman loves you and she wants to up the game sexually with you, at least she won't step out.
Right.
She'll try to go to the store with you, get some toys or something, maybe coach you. That as a man shouldn't affect your ego.
Right.
Because that's her trying to say, let's get it right. Make it so that you are doing what you. So with that, that's cool. But I think men tend to get crazy and have a woman that may not do what they want to do, and then they go find a freak,
Right.
and devalue the relationship that they got. That ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
You should take the same care and let her know what you like,
Right.
and see if that'll work out. Now, here's the thing. If some kind of way you're in a committed relationship and sexually y'all ain't on the same page or y'all like different things, I don't know how you got in that committed relationship to begin with.
First place.
Because you're supposed to know about your mate and what your mate likes and what your mate will and won't do. So those should be some of the questions that you ask. If you like certain things that you feel like might be sexually taboo, or that you might feel like sexually satisfy you, that you think ain't average, then you better ask the person you're trying to be with.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that doesn't happen. Like, they wait till they get together, then they be like, oh man, the sex was whack.
Right.
But maybe you were whack for approaching it in a different way.
I think, and this is just my opinion, I think that if the woman's not attracted to you in the first place, she's not gonna do. It's gonna be whacked anyway. Or she may have been attracted to you in the beginning, but now she's just not attracted to you now.
Okay. You have every right to fall out of attraction with somebody. Just let somebody know and break up amicably.
Mm-hmm.
You can't force a relationship. You can't force feelings. You can't force a woman to, how can I say, her body to vibrate a certain way for you.
Right.
To get hot a certain way for you. To get wet a certain way as they would, and you got to understand that. That's why you're right. Like, if it's you doing something for someone and it's getting them off financially and they're not into you physically, I would say as a man, back out of that situation.
Okay.
For a woman, if a man is, especially if you a single woman, if a man is pretty much trying to get at your materials,
Mm-hmm.
like buy me this or ask you to borrow your car or always doing this and that, distance yourself from that man, because a man that wants something for you will do something for you.
Mm-hmm.
A man that wants something from you, that's all they gonna do is start taking from you.
Right.
Like, just get the from and the fors, switch that around. Damn. It's just that, like, I'm making it that simple nowadays. Somebody got to do something for you.
Slick says women can't express what they want all the time because men use it against them. Do you think that's the case?
Men use,
like, if they express, like, they say, man, I really want to have you and another guy and we all be together. Or I really want to have a threesome with two guys.
Man,
just anything that expresses themselves any kind of way, it may be used against them, I guess is what she's saying.
Okay. Well, my thing is this. It just depends on what situation you have in your life that you're vulnerable about. I don't really call it vulnerable because I call it confiding. Like, it shouldn't be any word of a vulnerable if you have your person that's, if your wife, you're supposed to be able to talk to her about anything, and it shouldn't even be classified as vulnerable.
Right.
Like, meaning like, hey man, I got a fear that I might lose my job. How the fuck is that considered being vulnerable?
Right.
So, or hey man, I'm scared to go get my prostate checked, even though I'm gonna go get it checked. I can say that shit to anybody. Like, that's some real shit. Like, where does the vulnerability come into it? Now, actually being scared to let somebody to tell somebody how you feel is what's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you with somebody and you can't tell them when you upset, you can't tell them why you mad, you can't tell them why you sad, you can't tell them what they did was wrong, don't be with that person.
Right.
No flags. Like, what kind of person gonna tell you, oh man, damn, oh, there you go acting sassy again. If you're gonna describe me as sassy, we ain't even in a relationship.
Right. You acting real spicy today.
Zesty and all that. If that's how you gonna describe me,
Right.
I'm gonna break up with the relationship right then and there, because I'm gonna say, all right, now you trying to offend me. You trying to get me, tick me off, and that shit ain't, ain't called for.
Right.
So
Slick says, but in relationships you change and grow. Respect if she comes to you wanting to try new stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. You do respect that. I mean, wanting to try something new with you could be something that no man has ever done. You going where no places, where no man has gone before.
You going to the front
Embrace
of the
that. Yeah, embrace that. May the force be with you, young man. Young Padawan, young grasshopper. So, all right. So, let's see. It says, I'm going to see what Zach's saying, because he says social media has elevated the battle of the sexes, which is furthering the gap between men and women. It's becoming harder to find a common ground.
I agree.
Yeah, which is why we're having these conversations. Grown ass women prefer an emotionally available man that can be vulnerable. We understand that we have to create a safe space for him and be vulnerable with us. Well, not a lot of women think like you, and not a lot of women express themselves like you do.
Right.
You're the type of person I would like to damn near talk to offline, because I can tell by your wordplay you're not an average woman. I can say that. I appreciate you tuning in and keep making your comments, because other women need to read what you're saying. That's all I can say for that, man. I mean, I respect what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense to me. And that's where I will go back to what Zach was saying, when if you're focusing on yourself, you can attract certain things. A lot of times I don't think people understand the powers that they have. We all have powers.
Right.
Single women have powers too. But if you're going to use your power to, like, how can I say, you're just going to be emotional with it rather than rational with your powers.
Destructive.
Sometimes your emotions can destroy you.
Right.
If you emotionally want a man a lot, rather than sit back and be patient and manifest the type of man that you want, then you're going to attract a certain type of man through the emotions that you're putting out rather than the logic that you're putting out.
Right.
I don't act off of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
You confide with your emotions. The emotions are what you're supposed to be releasing by talking, not releasing by acting. Because if you act on an emotion, you may not be able to take it back.
Right.
If you talk on the emotion, that's why you do need that safe space, so you can feel comfortable to get it out, so you won't act irrationally. So a lot of the times I would think sometimes the women don't need to attract off of an emotion or act off of an emotion. Attract with your rationale, attract with your wisdom, because the wisdom is basically your experience.
Right.
So if you listening to that, then you won't really throw a vibe out there to get a bad man.
Right.
I'm looking at the time, and I think we can kind of end on that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because what we do, what we value, believe it or not, is going to attract and align us with people out there. The sooner we start understanding that, be it single women and single men, I think we'll start having open up a pathway for some better blessings for ourselves, man. Just be a little bit patient, focus on you. Once again, allow someone to be able to confide and communicate, and then you might actually get that person that you're looking for, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. We're gonna get back at it next week.
Peace out.
Peace out. All right, go.
Grams leaders of CC's. Close caps, close calls, close encounters, close accounts, leaders of grams, get your dose up, cut it up, host get dosed up. This for them, they like to move and make the most of. Monday night at 8, can't wait to set you straight. These opinions and debates, info they can't relate. I got to elevate your mind through these signs of the time. Dishing out that medication for that death on me. And I ain't hard to find, you can catch me in those trenches. I do the groundwork and I ain't waiting on no sense. I be touching on them topics, politicians feel the mention. And I don't vote for nobody that ain't got good intentions. I'm really live for my people and I'm here to make a change. I got that truth serum hooked directly to your vein. Hey, this is for my people. Tune in, catch it closer, closer, closer. A closer, grams of it. 2 liters of it, closer, pounds of it. Pounds of it, yeah, grams of it, liters up.